Hi everyone, my name is Amelia and I am the Engagement and Communications Officer at the Uniting Church State Synod. Today I'll be leading you through a tutorial on how to get the most out of your WordPress website. What we're going to start off with is just the login page. So the best way to access the login page is to put in the name of your site. In this case, our site is the UCASA website, and you're going to go /WP login. Don't worry about the rest of the text. This is the bit you want the most. Once you've put that in and clicked enter, it shall take you to the login page. Once you're in the login page, you simply need to put in your username or your email address and the password. Now, if you don't have a password or you don't have access to your congregation's website, please get in touch with the engagement team and we can sort that out for you. Once you've done that, we're just going to log in. All right, so now we're on the dashboard page. So this is what the back end of your website will look like. To differentiate the back end from the front end, just to give you an idea, this is what we call the back end. It's where we do most of the editing. And the front end is what your website actually looks like. And it's what people see when they click on your website. Going back to the dashboard, the first thing we're going to talk about is pages. So pages are these little things here. So this, for example, is the home page. It's the first page people will see when they click on your website. There are other pages. For example, we've got a connect page so people can contact us. So the little tabs you have on your main menu here usually link to a page. So to start off with, if we want to edit an existing page, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the Pages tab on the sidebar, and we're going to go to All Pages. So now we're on the All Pages section. We have quite a few pages on our main website. And what we're going to do is we are going to edit one of these ones. So let's go to our front page, which is this one here, which is here. It will have a little dash next to it saying front page, and we're going to click edit. And that's going to take us into the back end of that particular page. Cool, so now we're in. We use the WP Bakery Builder program, which is a plugin on WordPress. It makes it quite easy to use. Everything on the page is made out of little blocks. So for example, this is a text block. You can see that here it has the details of our welcome to our site, and that's how it looks on the actual front page. So back page, you have the text and you have the buttons, and that's how it shows up on the front page. So for example, if you wanted to edit some text, for example, you have changed your worship times, you've gone from a 9:30 start to a 10 o'clock start. The best way to do this is to find the text block on your page. So in this case, we've got one that says text block, and we're going to go to the pencil button, which says edit text block. We're going to click on that one, and that's going to show up with the text. It basically works like Word. You've got your bold, italics, bulleted list, quotes. You can change the text color. Basically the same as Word. The only thing that's different is you don't have individual font settings. You can change how big the text looks by highlighting the text and clicking either one of the headings or a paragraph. In this case, we're just going to write a little bit of text on there just to give you an idea of how it works. So we're going to say test text, and let's make it a different color just to show you that you can use color. So I'm going to highlight it, go into text color, click, let's make it orange, and it will show up as orange on there. And let's make it a little bit bolder. We're going to make it look like that. So that's an example of editing. Once you've finished editing your text, what you're going to do is you're going to go save changes. And you can see that the new text now shows up there. what we're going to do now is we're going to have a look at what the changes might look like on our website. So to do that, we're going to go to the preview changes box here, and we're going to click on that one. And now we can see that the test text has shown up on our website. Now, if you're happy with that, you've made the changes, you've previewed it, and it all looks good, what you're going to do is you're going to go back to edit page and you're going to click the update button. And that makes the changes permanent and means everyone who visits your website can now see the new changes. In this case, we're not going to do that, so we'll get rid of that one. In case you make a mistake or you've decided you don't need that particular bit of text anymore, you can always go back, clicking that pencil button and deleting it, and always remembering to save changes. Now, sometimes when you add in some text or you make a change to a page, you might have an issue where you've clicked update, it should be all published, but it's not showing up on the main page. In that situation, the best thing you can do is clear the cache. There's a little clear cache button over there. And basically what that does is it just refreshes the site page to make sure it's all up to the latest version. Now, in case you wanted to add a completely different text block rather than just editing a text block, what you need to do is scroll down to wherever you would like to put the particular text block. Let's say we want to put a text block just under here. We're going to find a little plus button. Wherever you see these little plus symbols is where you can put a text or any sort of block, whether that be a photo or a form or a calendar, anything you like. This time we're just going to put some text here. So we're going to click and it will show up with this add element page. And this gives you all the elements you can add to the page. Now, there are a lot of different ones and you definitely won't use them all. In this case, we're just adding a text block, which is right here. So we're going to click on that one there. And that shows up with our text block. It's just given us some basic text. I'm a text block. So in this case, we are going to delete that and we'll just write test text. And I'm going to align it center because I think it looks nice in the center of the page. I might change the thing. I might even make it italic. Why not? We're just having a go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to click Save Changes. So that shows up there. And when I go and click into Preview, and I scroll down, it's going to show up there. That's where my text is. All right, and now if you want to get rid of that text block, it's pretty easy. Just hover your mouse over the text block and just click on the delete button here. And that's how you work with text blocks. All right, so now we are going to look at adding and editing images. So we're back on the front page of the Uniting Church Synod website. And what we're going to do is we are going to scroll down and look for one of these pluses. I'm going to pop it, let's pop it here. So I'm going to click on that plus as we did before. And we're going to look for a single image, which comes up here. We just want to put one image in. So let's click on that one. So once you click on single image, this little box will come up here. And under the box, you want to look for image and the little box, the plus in it. So we're going to click on that one. And that takes us to our media library. Now, the media library is all the images you've previously uploaded onto the website or that we've uploaded onto the website for you. So if you want to use an image you've used before, you can go through there. Otherwise, if you want to upload an entirely new image, you're going to go into Upload Files. We're going to click Select Files, and that takes us to our desktop. So we can put any images we want on there. Let's just use this little avatar of me I made for work. So we'll pop that in there. So as you can see, that uploads it. Put a little text for the image there, so you can just say Amelia. It's a picture of me. Then what we're going to do is we're going to click Set Image. And that will pop the image in there. Now you have a few options for the size of the image. WordPress has a couple of preset sizes, including thumbnail, medium, and large. Thumbnail is quite small, but sometimes it's best to just test out the different sizes and see which one you like. Or if you want to put in the full width of the image, you can just put in full. In this case, let's put it as large. You can also change the image alignment. Usually the best idea is to keep it right in the center so it sits nicely in the page. You can also add in a link. So if you want someone to be able to click on the image and maybe it goes to another page or another website, what you're going to do is you're going to look for the on-click action button and you're going to click Open to Custom Link. And then what you need to do is just copy and paste the link you want it to open on. And that just goes in there. We're not going to do that this time, but if you ever wanted to do that, that's an option. All right, so we are going to save changes. And you can see this image now shows up there. And let's have a look at what we've done. We're going to go into Preview Image. We'll see how that sits. All right, let's scroll down and have a look. Wow, that is a very big image of my face. But there you go. That's how you upload an image onto your website. All right, now say you like the way the image looks on the page, but you want to move it up or down a bit. The best way to do that is to go back into your single image. You're going to click the pencil button, just as we did before, but this time we're going to go into Design Options. Now you'll see this little CSS box here. What the best thing to do in this situation, say we want to move it up a little bit, is we are going to use the minus button, and we're going to minus it to a certain amount of pictures, usually between about 100 pixels, sorry, is the most you're going to need. So we're going to put it on minus 40 pixels to move it up just a little bit, clicking Save, and then going into Preview. And let's see how it looks here. Yeah, so it's just moved it up a little bit, and that's what we want. You can also use plus a certain amount of pixels if you want to move it down a little bit more. The best thing to do is have a little fiddle around with it to see how it goes. Now, if you wanted to change the image, you're going to click on the button again, the pencil button, and we're going to go back into that little box here where the image is. We're going to click on the red cross to delete, and then we simply select a new image either from the library or from the upload files. Now, to delete the single image box completely, we're just going to go to the white X button, click on that, and that goes all away. Now, say we want to add a lot of images into our media library all at once. The best way to do that is to go into Media on the little sidebar here, and we're going to go into Add New. As you can see, it comes up with Add New Media. We can just go into Select Files, and it takes us to the file part of our computer, and we can go through and have a look there. Okay, so what we are going to look at now is adding and editing links. So I'm back on the front page of our website, and I've decided I want to put in a link to the Uniting Church Facebook page. So what I'm going to do is I can either start a new text block or I can edit an old text block. So in this case, I'm just going to edit an old text block. So find the text block, clicking on the pencil item, and I'm going to write here, follow us on Facebook. And we're going to put it in the middle of the page so it matches up with all the other text. Now, I want to put a link in so when people hover their mouse over Facebook, that little hyperlink comes up and they can click it and it will take it to them to the Facebook page. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to highlight Facebook and I'm going to click on this button here which says insert/edit link. Just going to click on that one and it will come up with this little button that says paste URL. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Uniting Church Facebook page and I'm going to copy the URL and then I'm going to go back to WordPress and I'm going to paste it in. And then I'm going to click the apply button here. And as you can see, that comes up as a little hyperlink. If you wanted to remove the hyperlink, you can just click on the remove link button here. So now we're going to save changes. So that now shows up here. And when we go to preview the page, and we scroll down, where we put it, we pop it here. Here we go, follow us on Facebook. And when I click on it, it takes us to the Facebook page. So that's all cool. If I was really happy with that, want to keep it, obviously I would always click update. In this case, I'm just doing it as a demonstration, so I'm not actually going to save it on here. Let's go back with that. Now, there is another option to add a link, and this time you can add a link to a PDF, which can be really handy if you wanted to upload a monthly newsletter that you could swap out every month. So the way we do that is, first things first, we're going to go into media and we're going to go add new. And we're going to go into select files. In this case, I've just uploaded a PDF of my business card onto my desktop. I'm going to use that one. I'm going to click open. And that's all uploaded. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click this button here that says copy URL to clipboard. I'm going to click that and now it's copied. Now we're going to go back to our front page. And we're going to go back to our home page. And we're going to do basically the same thing that we did before. So I'm going to edit some text. Click on the text block. And I'm going to say link to the newsletter is here. And pop that in the middle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the here. I'm going to click on that insert edit link button. And I'm going to paste the URL in. Hi. It's good, it's all showing up. Save changes. And let's see how that looks. We're going to click on preview. You can see it's here. And now when I click on it, it shows me the PDF, which is my business card. So you can get in touch with me. And that is all for this section. Okay, so now we are going to be looking at blogs. Now, not every website does have a blog. If your website doesn't, then this might not be relevant to you. If you don't have a blog and you're interested in putting a blog on your website, please get in touch with us first and we can have a chat. But if you do already have a blog, this is for you. It's just about how to make a new blog post. Now, the Synod website doesn't actually have a blog page, so I'm using the Safe Church website as an example. So this is their blog. It hasn't been updated, but these are some of their blog posts that they've made previously. If you click on them, it takes you to a separate page and shows you the blog. Now, if we wanted to do a new blog page, what we're going to do is we're going to go into posts, different from pages. We're going to go into posts, separate category, and we're going to go add new. All right, so that takes us to this page here. We're going to add a title. We're just going to call this demo blog post. And we're going to go into what's called backend editor. So make sure that you click that one. And that basically lets us use any of the blocks we've used before. So we can click add element and you can add a text block or an image, anything like that. Most of the time, you just have to use a text block. Just makes it a lot easier. So pop in any of the text you would like in there. These already got their just sort of basic demo text. So let's click save. So that's the text. What we're going to do now is the most important part, which is going to the categories section here on the sidebar, and we're going to click blog. That'll make sure that this post will show up on the blog page. You don't want it to end up on, the front page of your website. You want it to go on the blog page and it'll become one of these here. So once we've done that, we're going to set a featured image, a nice little image to go along. Let's use this one here. It's a nice nature image. So pops that in and that will show up there to make sure you've got it. I like to disable the sidebar. It's really up to you whether you do it or not, but it just means you don't have a little spot in the corner saying, all the different categories of your blog. It just shows the blog post. Makes it a little bit easier in the long run. Once you've done all that, you've set the category to blog, you've popped your featured image in, you are going to go to preview to have a look at what it will look like. It'll look a little bit sparse because I haven't actually put much text in, but that's how it will show up as. So you could put in anything you want, prayers, meditation, resources, reflections, anything you want can go in there. And when you're done, you just click publish. All right, so now we're going to take a look at events. Most of the congregational websites I've looked at have an events page. If you don't and you would like one, again, please get in touch. But I'm working off the assumption that most of you have an events page. And your events calendar, you'll probably use almost the most out of your website, particularly if you hold regular events, play groups, Sunday school, things like that. It's a really important part of your website. So to create a new event, we're going to go into this application here. It's called ME Calendar, just stands for Modern Events Calendar. And we're going to go to Add Event. So let's click on that one. So this will take us to the new event page. We're just going to call this demo event. So what we're going to do is we're sort of going to ignore this bit here unless you want to add, a quick blurb. You're welcome to. So blurb of event details. And then we're going to scroll down to this bit, which is the most important section. So what you want to do is you want to click the event date and time. Let's say we're going to set it for the 24th of August. And let's say we're going to pop it at, let's say it starts at 11 o'clock. Going to end it on the same day, on the 24th. And let's say it ends at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. You can also click to make it an all-day event, or if you want to hide the event end time, if it's an event that doesn't have a set end time, that can be really handy. Another option you can have, particularly if it's like a Sunday school or a playgroup event, is you can click and make the event repeating, and you can select when it repeats every weekend, certain weekdays, up to you how you want to do it. I would suggest putting an ends repeat on here, so you can say it ends on whatever date you like. That's just the easiest way to do it. Anyway, I'll take it off that one. You can do a schedule if you really want to, especially if you've got an event that's over multiple days. That might be handy. Location, you can insert a new location. I'm going to put in State Synod, but if you insert a new location, you just put the location name. So City Hall, 212 Peary Street, Adelaide, and the postcode. You can even do the latitude and longitude. You don't have to, but if you want to find out what the latitude and longitude of your event is, you can go and look it up. And you can also click here if you don't want to show a map. By putting in the latitude and longitude, it will give you a little map. We can put in any event links. If you've got an Eventbrite page or an Eventzilla page where you're selling tickets to the event, that's where you'd pop that in here. You can put in who the organizer is. So, and you could say it's John Smith at this number, an email, contact details. You put in how much it costs. Let's say $5. And you can also, I think that's all actually. You can also add a little featured image. That's always nice. And I think you're always more likely to get more clicks on an event if you put an image in. And yeah, any image you like. I'm just popping in one there. Once that's all done, you are ready to publish. And when you click publish, this will show up on your events calendar. And once someone clicks on it, it will show up to the rest of the event with all the details. And that's how you set up an event. Okay, so now we are going to look at newsletters. Now, there are two ways to sort out your newsletter. I'm going to show you one way first, and then I'll show you the other way. If you don't already have a newsletter section on your website and you would like one, then please get in touch with us. So if you have a newsletter page on your website, what you're going to do to add a new newsletter is going to be very similar to what we do when we're adding a new blog post. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back into posts and we're going to go add new. We're going to just call this one newsletter September 2022. That's the title. Now, the other thing you're going to have to do is either on Google Drive or any other file sharing application you might have, you're going to save whatever PDF of the newsletter you want to save into your Google Drive. In that case, I've just put the training manual in. And you're going to want to make sure that it's set to general access so that anyone with the link can look at the PDF. Best way to do this is click on the manual that you've uploaded to Google Drive or in the newsletter you've uploaded to Google Drive, clicking on share, making sure it's set to anyone with the link, and I'm just going to copy the link here. Then in the text section, all I'm going to do is write link to this month's, let's use month's newsletter here. And I'm going to make sure the spelling is correct. And what you're going to do is you are going to simply just highlight that here section, insert edit link, and you can just copy that in there and click apply. In this case, you're going to want to scroll down and make sure the sidebar is disabled. But the most important thing is to click on the newsletter category here, and that's where it will go on your website. That just makes it a whole lot easier. It's basically the most important step. And then once you're all ready, you can click publish. Now, that's one way of doing your newsletter. The other way is if we just go back to the Uniting Church website, you might have a page, usually in your resources page or your connect page, where it says newsletter. You might have a little section. So let's go, we're just going to go to the connect page on our site. So yeah, we have like a contact us section, but what you could do is you can set up your own newsletter page. So we can just pop in a text box here. You might already have this, but you can type it in and put it as newsletter or newsletters. So we're gonna make sure that's in the middle of the page. Oh, if I can get that to, there we go. And we'll set that with a heading font. And we'll click Save Changes. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add another text box just below it. We're gonna make sure that's right in the middle again. And we're gonna do very similar to what we did before. Here is the link to this month's newsletter. And then I'll pop that in the middle. And then what I'm going to do is the same thing again, highlight link, pop my link in there, click apply. And then when you see it on the website, obviously I've put it in the wrong section there, but yeah, you can see that there's a link button and that will link you to the drive. If you choose to do that, remember to change the newsletter out every month. Don't upload all of your newsletters from all the previous months onto one page. The website can't handle that. That's just too much data. But as an important reminder. So there's two ways you can do your newsletters. And if any of that was a little bit confusing, please feel free to get in touch and we can work out what's best for your website. All right, so now we're going to be looking at photo albums. So I'm actually showing you this on the Synergy page because they do have a gallery on their page. So we're just going to use them as an example. So if you want to edit the gallery you have on your congregation's website, or you want to change the photos out, or add some more things, this is where we're going to have a look at it. So this is a gallery on the Synergy website. It's just got all their little flyers from some of the events they held, but your gallery might be different. It might be photos from weddings and baptisms and all that sort of stuff. So when we want to edit a gallery, we're going to go into photo albums and click on photo albums. Makes it easy. And this will take us to the gallery page. So this is just Synergy's gallery. It just has the one. A lot of your websites might just have one, but you can make specific galleries. Like if you want to have a gallery of just all your wedding photos or all your baptism photos, you can do that as well. But to start off with, say we wanted to, add another image or flyer to this gallery. What we're going to do is we're going to go into Edit. And that takes us to the gallery. We're going to scroll down. And these are all the photos that are in the gallery. If we wanted to add a photo to this gallery, we're going to click Select. We're going to go Add to Gallery. Now we can use photos that are already on the website from the media library, or we can upload a file. I'm just going to use one from the media library. Let's use this one here. It's just a stock image. You can label it. In this case, it's aged care, and then we will add it to the gallery. So that just goes in there. and then we go insert. And then when we're ready, we can just go preview, see how it looks. And that just adds the image down there. You can also rearrange them. So if you said, no, I want the image to be right at the front, you can put it right at the front. You can do it any way you want to do it. Now, we'll get rid of that one. Oops, we don't want to get rid of that one. And we'll go back. So if you want to add multiple galleries, so say you just want that gallery of all the weddings you've done at your particular church, what you're going to do is you're going to go add new album, which is just up here. And we're going to add an album title. We're going to say, wedding photos. And then we're going to scroll down. You can add in an album category. So in this case, we're going to call it weddings, wedding category, add that in. So now that's all selected there. We're going to make sure we disable the sidebar. And we're going to scroll back up and we can add any images we like. So whether that's already images that are already on your website or you need to go and upload files from your computer, you can do that there. And then you can save that and that will come up as wedding photos as your gallery. Once you've done that and you've said you're happy with it and you've published it and you want to add the photo gallery to a particular page, what you're going to do is you are going to go back into pages, go all pages. And let's just go to, Connect, which I think is their contact us page on the Synergy website. And we're going to scroll down and say we want to put the gallery here, just put it at the bottom of the page. So we're going to click that plus button. And the best way to usually look for it is to search for the item you want up here. So the gallery element is called the photo masonry. If I put it in, yeah, here we go. Photo masonry and grid. So this is the one you want to select. You're going to click on that one there. And then you are going to click on images from albums in categories. You can choose the album category. In this case, it's weddings. So I'm going to pop it there. Now, there are particular settings for the gallery that are listed in your training manual. If you haven't got the latest training manual, it has been emailed out to you. If you didn't get the email, please get in touch with us and we can send you a copy. And it just tells you all the different things you want to fill in here to make sure that all comes out looking correct. And then once you've filled in all these categories using the directions posted in the training manual, you're just going to click Save Changes, and that puts the gallery there. And then we don't have any photos in that gallery, so it won't show up on this page. But when you click Preview and you go onto the front page of your website, you can see that all the photos will be there for you. Now we're going to look at adding in a social media link. Now you can always add in a link as I showed you before in the adding links section where you just hide a bit of text and add in the link there. But sometimes you might want to add in the actual social media icon itself. And that can be, a nice, neat way of doing things. So to do that, we're just going to go on whatever page that you want to put the social media icon on. In this case, I'm just using the front page of the Uniting Church website. I'm going to go to the text block where I want to put the icon. And I think I want to put it just under the text block where it says we offer 3 website options. So I'm going to click on that little plus button here. And that's going to bring me up with all the elements. And I'm going to click on, I want icon. So I'll just put an icon here. That will show up there. So let's click on that one. Now it will come up with icon settings. In this case, I want to do a Facebook icon. So I'm going to click this one here where it says icon. And I'm going to pick the icon from the library. They have a bunch of different icons, but if you want whatever social media icon you'd like, you just type it in here. So I just pop in Facebook, and I'm going to use this one here. I think that looks good. For the icon color, you want to change the icon color to white. For the background shape, you want to change it to circle. And for the background color, you want to change it to custom color. And then you're going to go into select color and just going to put in hashtag 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros, which is just black. All the details on how to do this are in your training manual, but I'm just following along here. And once that's all done, I'm going to change the size to small. I'm going to make the icon alignment right in the center, just looks nicer in the center. And then I'm going to add in the URL link. So if we go to the Synod Facebook page, maybe we'll use that one as a link. So we'll copy that. And then we will paste it in here, the URL. We're going to click set link. And then we're going to make sure that that's all in. And we're going to make sure that we click open link in new tab, just when we pop that link in. And following along with the instructions, once we're all done, we're going to click Save Changes. And now when we have a look in preview, just to see what that looks like, we can scroll down and you can see the little Facebook link is there. And if we click on it, it takes us to the Facebook page that we've linked in. And remember that once you're happy with something, click update, or otherwise it won't save and update your current website. So for the final section of this tutorial, we're going to be looking at forms. Now, forms are relatively easy to use, and the best way to access them is to look at your sidebar and click on Forms here. I'm already in it just to save us a bit of time. So we've actually got quite a few forms for a lot of different things on the Uniting Church website, but you might only have one or two, such as a Contact Us form, which you might like to put on your Contact Us or your Connect page. So to show you how to create a new form, what we're going to do is we're going to hover over Forms and we're going to go into New Form just here. So let's click on that one. And we're going to call this form Contact Us and Demo Form. That's all we really need to fill in. All right, so now that takes us to the form creation screen. So in the form creation screen, you can drag and drop different elements to create what you need for the form. In this case, we're going to be creating a contact form, since that's probably the most commonly used one. So we're going to go look into this area here, which has different fields you can add. So a paragraph, checkboxes, names, dates, times. In this case, we're probably going to need people's name, phone number, email, and maybe like a little message box so they can say why they're contacting us. So we can drag and drop the name part here. That says first name, last name. We can put phone number. And that will go there. And email. So those are basically the most important ones when people are filling out a form. I want people to be able to send me a little message as well. So I'm going to click on the paragraph text element here and just drag that down. And that gives me a little message. Now, at the moment, that's just called untitled, but I want to change that to please leave a message. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that. and that comes up with the field settings here, and it says field label. So we can change the label for that to message. That looks a lot better. What we can also do is we can also make some things required. So they can't fill out the form without putting in an email for us to contact them. So we're going to click on the email and we're going to go general. And we're going to go down to this button here, which says required. And when you click on that, it means they can't submit the form without putting in their email. Let's also make it required for them to put their first name and last name as well. So we'll click required. You can also, if you're looking at these buttons here, add in a prefix if they're, Miss or Reverend or Doctor, if they need their middle name. It's all up to you what you'd like to put in there. The other thing I would recommend doing is adding a captcha. It just means you're less likely to deal with spam or bots, filling in stuff that doesn't make sense on your forms. So I'm just going to drag that here, just under the message. You always want to put it right at the end of your form. Yeah, so that's looking pretty good. I'm fairly happy with that form. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click save. And that should save now. And then I'm going to go back to forms. Now, once that's saved, you can also change the confirmation message that people get when they fill in the form. So the way to do that is to hold your mouse over the form that you've just created. In this case, it's the contact us form. And we're going to hold our mouse over settings, and these options should come up. And we're going to scroll down and click on confirmations. So now we're in the confirmation section. It will always come up with a sort of default confirmation. And so you can edit that by clicking edit. And this gives us the little text box, so you can change it to whatever you like. In this case, it's just thanks for contacting us. We'll get in touch with you shortly. And I think that's a nice enough confirmation. So I'm going to leave it as is, and I'm just going to click save. Now, if you want to check who's submitted something using your form, you're just going to click on entries. I won't click on this button now because that will show you some of the entries we've got, and I don't want to show anyone's phone number or email or anything like that. But in practice, yes, click on entries and it will show you the details of everyone who's used that form and what message they've left to you. If you want to forward the submissions you get on here to an email address, so you can just log into your email and see who's been sending messages through using the contact form, what you're going to do is you're going to go back to forms, and you're going to find the form you want to be forwarded to your email. So in this case, it's the contact us form. And what we're going to do is we're going to hold our mouse over settings again, and we're going to go into notifications. Should show up with what's called the admin notification. And we're going to click edit. Now, I think you can see on this form, it is just being sent to the admin email for the website. So in that case, that's our engagement email. So that means anyone who fills out this form, their message will go through to our engagement inbox, which works very well for me. You can even pop a name to it. I've just called it the admin notification. And most of the time, you're probably just wanting your messages to go to whoever runs your website or to the secretary or person that works in your congregation's office. So you can change it to whatever email you like. Make sure that says all fields down here. It should be already filled out for you. So just leave it as is. And when you're ready, you can just click update notification and that will sort everything out. Now, say that's all done and you want to add this form to one of your pages. So we're going to go back into pages. We'll go into all pages. We'll click leave. And you might want to put your contact form either on the contact us page or on the front page of your website, particularly if you've got a one-page website. In this case, I'm just going to demonstrate it on the front of the website. So we're going to go in and click edit, just as we've done a couple times beforehand. And that's going to take us into our page. What we're going to do is we are going to scroll down to where we want to put the form. Say I want to put it, I'm going to put it just about here. So I'm going to click on that plus button again, and then I'm going to search forms. And this element here, gravity form, is the one you want. So you're going to click on that one, and that will come up with a little settings box. And in the settings box, you can see all the forms you've created. In this case, we're going to click on the Contact Us demo form. We're going to click yes. We want to display the form title. If you don't want to, you don't have to. And if you've got a little description of your form, you can add that in as well. And then once you're happy with all that, you just click save. And now when we preview to see what that looks like, and we scroll down, that just gives us the Contact Us. As you can see, that's not particularly neat, but it does show you what the form looks like. And you do have that capture there. So I'll just get rid of that for now. So if you ever want to get rid of something, just look over, hold your mouse over it, and click on the X button. So that brings us to the end of our tutorial. I hope that was helpful for you, and it's going to make using your website a lot easier, and I hope you can now get the most you possibly can out of it. If there was anything that was a little bit confusing, you're not sure about, or if you're having some issues with your website, the next slide will show our engagement inbox email, and you can just send us an email and we'll get back to you and hopefully sort it out. Thank you so much for listening to me, and I hope this was helpful.